Big cat, how you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your ancestral messages. Today, darling dears, we're going to be talking about karmic debt numbers. The karmic debt numbers can show you how to find the gumption or the energies or the tools to overcome certain challenges in your life. The karmic debt numbers are 13, 14, 16 and 19. You can find it within your life path number, the number, because your life path number is made up of your birth date, okay? You may find the 13, the 16 and the 19 before you get it down to the single digit. There's a debt there, darling dears, and it will be involved in the single digit life path number, okay? On your birth natal chart, darling dears, you will find it in the degrees. Yes, you will. You will find it in the degrees. The 13, 14, 16 or 19. So the degrees of a planet, because the planets are the actors, okay? The signs are the roles that these planets take on, okay? The houses are the areas of life. All right, you understanding? Good, let's press on. So if you find a karmic debt number through the degrees on your birth natal chart, it will be involving the planet. So the planet is the actor, what the actor is, what its action is, what the planet embodies, darling dears, okay? The role is the sign that the planet is in, and the house is the area of life that is going to be affecting where you have that karma. So you'll be able to find where the karma is and how you'll see how to undo it. How? By looking at the house in juxtapose to the house that has the karmic debt. Because that's the area where you have to what? Clear up things, darling dears. Use the energy of the house juxtaposed to it to clear up the debt where you found the degrees. Okay? The 13th degree is about fear and resistance to change. The 14th degree is you will find a financial imbalance or an overindulgence. The 16th degrees is about self-centeredness, extremely selfish in relationships, narcissistic even, darling, there's a sociopath. The 19th degrees is about self-destructive tendencies. This can also apply if your birthday is on the 13th, 14th, 16th or 19th. In order to overcome these things, darling dears, for the fear and resistance, you have to embrace change and continue to maintain your positivity, darling dears. For the financial imbalance and overindulgence, you will have to understand the associated traits, okay? For the selfishness, self-centeredness in relationships, it's about you taking responsibility and seeking support. And finally, for the self-destructive tendencies, you have to be committed to personal growth, darling dear. So it's about you facing the cat in the mirror and realize the common denominator of all this destruction in your path is basically on what things that you are perpetrating, darling dears, or allowing to be perpetrated around you. You have to be, like I said, identify the karmic debt numbers, understand the associated traits, and take responsibility and seek support where needed. You have to be committed to this personal growth, darling dears, to overcome that karmic debt. Understanding your karmic debt numbers will always lead you to personal and spiritual growth, which will pave the way for a more fulfilling life on this Malkuth. Let's get an oracle card. Look, someone or someone's about to break the cycle. Whenever the elastic band breaks, a cycle is about to be broken. This video is going to be an aha moment for many a big cat out there, darling dears. Because when you break your karmic debt cycle, darling dears, you free your ancestral team that were unable to break it in their own lifetimes. And remember, we are in the age of Aquarius, and you have 64 in particular that are assigned to you. You have many, many ancestors, darling dears, but this 64 in particular saw you as the champion. Why? They already read your story before you came here. You have the potential to break your ancestral karmic cycles. Let's get some messages out. First one, law number 29. Plan all the way to the end. I can't make it up, darling dears. You have to have a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, darling dears. And the plan is to what? Understand the karmic debt numbers on your birth natal chart, or through your birthday, or through your life path number. One more card. Thank you. Okay. We've got your higher self, darling dears. I can't make it up. Your higher self, divine essence, your soul, Isis, Father, God, Mother Isis, is speaking directly to you. You may even feel the movement around your crown chakra at this moment in time, darling dears. This is the aha moment you've been waiting for. Time for you to get out of self-deception, darling dears. Trickery. What's this? Fraud and deceit. Even though you maybe feel as though you are living a righteous life at this moment in time, and you've seen many synchronicities and pointing you in that direction, you are being picked at the post now, darling dears, to make sure that you clear up everything. Everything. Okay, let's go with the black cards. What's this? In order to understand your karmic debt numbers, you're releasing these things: guilt, shame, and fear. As well as what? Regret, darling dears. Possibly regretting being in circumstances and situations too long. Regretting time that you will never get back. Regretting giving energy to people that didn't deserve it. But remember, we are all characters in someone else's show. You was meant to give people these energies, darling dears. They was meant to understand what true love was, and you was meant to understand what self-love is. Ace of the deck, darling dears. We've got the 6th house. This is about your well-being. 100% your physical as well as spiritual well-being. And it's also about many of you, as I said, you're going to be breaking up the monotony of the routine. This is going to give you something really deep to dive into, change up your daily tasks. The energy of the 6 is what I analyze, Virgo energy, which is also Mercury energy. Mercury is about intellect, it's about wisdom, it's also about being divinely guided, being prompted and pushed by your ancestral team into this new level of thinking, new level of learning, and overcoming the karmic debt numbers of the 13, the 14, the 16, and the 19. Call on Archangel Raphael at any time. Someone's spirit animal is an eagle. Mine is the, well, I've got two actually. I've got a panther as well as the magpie. All right. Let's press on, darling dears. Get to the other messages. What else does your ancestors want you to know? What's in the reverse, darling dears? You are co-creating at this moment in time. This is like the Tower card. The Tower is also about sudden changes, the energy of Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius. It's about groups, darling dears. This is about changing your goals, your ideals, and it's also going to bring in a new level of acquaintances, associates, soul tribe, darling dears. Someone's grandparent in particular is their spirit, is their, I nearly said, is their spirit animal, is going to make their spirit animal appear to them. Listen, it can appear to you in a dream. You're going to see it in a random place, darling dears, and you'll know it's a grandparent, one whomsoever was close to a particular grandparent. You're going to see that animal, darling dears, and you'll know that your grandparent is near because you've been asking for signs of their presence. You will see it, darling dears. It also says that you are in creation mode. We have a new moon at the back. The new moon is for new beginnings, darling dears. This is where you set your intentions and follow those intentions to the letter, because everything is in the palm of your hands, darling dears. You are in co-creating mode. I'm seeing a native woman here. What did I tell you? Ancestors are acknowledging this quest that you're on at this moment in time, darling dears. This also speaks about a quest that possibly begun in your formative years, in your childhood years. Where you was told to accept things for what they were. And that's now not how it goes, darling dears. You can accept when you don't have your own self-autonomy, darling dears. But once you become a man or woman, or become aware and woke, awake, on the path to awakening, you have to lean on your own understanding, and your understanding is coming from spirit, darling dears. It's time for you to what? Get rid of all of the karmic debt in your life. No longer to accept things as, oh, well, it's always happened. No. You have free will and you can change at any time, darling dears. Use the information within these messages to help you along your quest for knowledge, your quest to free yourself from debt, a quest to free yourself from acceptance of things that no longer served you. You are of a higher mind now. Let's get everyone started. Thank you. Good golly and gosh. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. We've got what? Hagalaz. Did I not just call the tower and hear the tower is on the runestones? I can't make this up. Bestie, oi. Are you paying attention now? The energy of the 9 on the rune. I said the 9. The energy of 9, okay? On the runestones, the tower, Hagalaz, is represented by the number 9. On tarot, it's represented by the tarot card and the number 16. It speaks about this destruction, darling dears. When I say destruction, it's the breaking down of paradigms, breaking of this karmic cycle that you will find within the karmic debt numbers of 13, 14, 16, and 19. This is what is going to be a trial, and it's also a test, darling dears. Every test is towards your what? Spiritual ascension. It's for you to gain true purpose and fulfillment in this lifetime, not like many that are waiting for the next lifetime. Why would you toil and go through suffering and the rinse and repeat of dysfunctional cycles that are not uplifting, cycles that make you feel left than, leave you as left than, being betrayed, all of the above, darling dears? Why wait for the next lifetime when you're here right now and you can correct them right now? You still have the energy of the new moon in Aries solar eclipse, which lasts for 6 months. That states for what? new beginnings, darling dear, setting your intentions. This is about you changing your appearance. Some of you are going to be changing your appearance drastically, your physical appearance. It's also about more healthier diets, healthier in the sense of more exercise. The energies that are around you, darling dears, your personality and your outlook on life is about to get an upgrade. And again, the energy of self, darling dears, is the first house. Again, it brings up a maternal grandfather or paternal grandmother. You was very close to them in childhood, darling dears. This is a message for some. As I said, spirit animal. Think of what the spirit animal is, darling dears, and you will see it in the most obscure place. This will be the message from them to you. Okay. The energy of the Tower, darling dears, it speaks about, as I said, a lot of failure. This also speaks about a lot of unaliving. Somebody or someone's have had or been through the experience of trying to unalive themselves, darling dears. It's because you have a purpose. And because you did not know how to protect your auric field, other energies try to what? Get you to out your own light because you have purpose. The way to separate yourself from all of those wounds is to understand the karmic debt numbers by your birthday or life path number or the degrees of a planet in a house. And like I said, it's in your birth natal chart, darling dears. Some of you are still sitting in wounded pride. Pride always comes before a fall, darling dears. You're being pushed not to waste this lifetime on what other people did, said, or still do, darling dears. This is the you show. It's about knowing thyself 100%, breaking the karmic debt cycle for yourself and your ancestral team. You will come out the other end stronger than before. An impregnable force, darling dears. Drastic and dramatic changes will occur in your life, darling dears. There will be breakups, and beware of accidents. Beware of accidents as you go through this ascension. Remember, I told you that. It's also a reminder for you to look at the Saturn placements, to see your relationships with your formative your parents or your caregivers. Okay. Okay, the Hermit card is represented by the number 9 in tarot. So we're going to bring up the number 9. The number 9 is representative of the 9th house. So this is going to be about the 9th house. The 9th house is about your philosophical ideas. It's about expansion, darling dears. Some of you are learning astrology. Go for it, darling dears. Let me tell you something. One of my mentors, they've been dealing or learning astrology for the past, because they always tell me that they're learning. They've been learning it for over 30 years because astrology is a whole ocean of information, and there's so many different schools, well over 100 of astrology. And there's something you can learn every day, darling dears. Okay. Someone is also learning foreign languages. Go for it, darling. This is about expansion. Some of you are going to be traveling once you unravel these karmic debt numbers on your birth natal chart, your life path, or your birthday number. Okay, let's get the Hermit is Mercury energy, so we're going to go with Mercury, and we're going to be looking at the 9th house. Mercury again is about expansion of the knowledge, right? This is you feeling all in the heart and having faith, darling dears. The energy of the 9th house. It's on a master number 33. This speaks about you being a master manifester at this moment in time, and it also speaks about you being a spiritual teacher. In this sense, your ancestors want you to know that you are the spiritual teacher for yourself, because you have to unravel the secrets of the karmic debt numbers within your birth natal chart, your life path, or your birthday number. Okay. Let's get the other deck, or is it hiding from me? I think oh my goodness, I believe it's hiding from me. I just had it. Give me a second, darling dears, while I furiously search for it. Now I found it. Okay. and it's the mind, and this is Thoth, Thoth. He wrote the Emerald Tablets, darling dears. He is the master of knowledge, wisdom, magic, all of the above, darling dears. Okay. So this is definitely part of your Dharma, your good Dharma, to unlock the secrets within your mind. And how do you do that? By understanding your karmic debt numbers and understanding how to undo the karma around them, because as I said, you'll be unlocking your ancestral team, your security. Okay. As you continue on your quest, darling, is your quest of what? Knowing thyself. It's always about that, always ever been about that. As Socrates told us, know thyself and you will have the keys to the universe. We are all co-creators on this Malkuth, darling dears, but once you know whom you are, it's the type of thing you create in your hemisphere and what you create for others. Because people may not remember exactly what you did. You may not remember exactly what someone did, or maybe you do, but you always remember how it made you feel. Base of the deck, darling dears, mysticism. You are highly intuitive. And you're about to go through this doorway, darling dears, this portal, this gateway towards all of these new opportunities. Thoth himself is letting you know that you are being gifted with the key to this new level of knowledge, and you will find it in your astrology. Listen, the 9th house is about higher knowledge. It's about belief, whether you go into an institution or you are a keyboard gangster. Why the 9th house also represents the internet, online, darling dears, where you become the teacher and the student. This is another level of your spiritual awakening. Something to do with the radio, darling dears. Radio signals, radio waves. That is a message for someone. Answers in the radio. Okay. Let's press on, darling dears. Let's press on and get the messages. First card jumped out, darling, is Major Arcana. That is the Sun card. It speaks about your vitality. Your whole everything is about to go through an upliftment. As I said, this is another level to your spiritual awakening, your psychic awakening. We all have psychic abilities, darling dears, but yours is about to be upgraded as you unravel your karmic debt. It is going to be a success for some, darling dears. Some will also be using divination. As I said, divination, astrology is part of divination, darling dears. Yeah. Patience. And another major arcana. And this Temperance card is represented by your ancestral team. They're letting you know that you have everything. You have the seed of this knowledge in the palm of your hands, darling dears. Once you plant that seed, it will feed you for a lifetime. Good golly and gosh. Okay. Whenever we see a white flower, the white flower is always about transformation. Transforming yourself from this karmic debt, this drudgery which still holds you, chains you to past situations, to ruminating thoughts, wasting of the energies, putting your energies towards situations that no longer serve you. Only what? Invigorates those situations, darling dears, keeps them alive and keeps you stuck. You have been gifted with the seed of this new beginning. And look, I can't make it up. 2 of the karmic debt numbers. This is not a joke, darling dears. This is not a drill. Highly intuitive, darling dears. Highly intuitive. Many of you have been insecure about your gifts and your powers, but it's because of the paradigm you was in, darling dears. And look what's underneath that. Paradigms where you were seen as less than perfect. People didn't like you in that situation, didn't like the shine that you had, and did their best to try and dim your light. Okay, the energy of the 9, darling dears, you could be a life path 9, or it's a significant day or date or number in your life. The number 9, 18 and 27 is represented by the letters I and R. The number 9 is ruled by Mars, Aries energy. Mars, Aries energy, the first house, this new beginning, this new level of understanding. The Mars energy is about you attacking it with vigor, darling dears. Unraveling, how can I put it? The deception, the familial deception, darling dears. Many of you were abused, darling dears, and this was all put in place to keep you in this small box, darling dears, for you to not get out of the karmic debt, for you to live in that abuse, to keep you stuck. Accept it. No. This is the time where you back off those layers that kept you down. You're being encouraged and guided. You are the one. You are the seed. You are the one that your guardian angels, ancestors, way-shows, and spiritual guides. You are the one that was sent with the long-term vision. You have the purpose, and divine is gifting you with the drive at this moment in time. And look, I can't make it up. I'm so glad all of this is on camera. Again, we see another karmic debt number. We have the 13 come out, and it will be the full house, darling dears. And what is this? The Tower energy, which is coming out on the Hagalaz, the sudden change. You're about to break out of this karmic debt paradigm. Base of the deck, World card, which is going to bring a new beginning for you, darling dears. The World card also encompasses Earth, Saturn energy. Okay, Saturn energy is about time. The time is now for you to learn these things, right? It's about you being disciplined and focused. Okay, I love it. I don't hate it. It's going to ignite a spiritual passion inside of you. Yeah, for you to go after it. One's energy is about movement, darling dears. The next card you have, look at this. Every one of these cards is major arcana, darling dears. You are being divinely guided. Your ancestors are crying out to you. This is part of your destiny. Find the karmic debt numbers in your life path number on your birth natal chart, darling dears. In the degrees, okay? Find the sign that the planet is in. The planet is the actors. Remember I told you the planet is the actors. The sign is the role that these actors take on. And the house that they're in is the area of life where you have that karmic debt to overcome. Look at the house that's juxtaposed to it, and it will give you the tools to overcome it, darling dears. Look look. This just fell off the top of this pile, right? This just fell off the top, and look what is here. Acceptance again. Embracement and acknowledgement, and this is left on the table. Law number 9. Good golly and gosh, I love it. I don't hate it. Lean in, bestie. It's about you winning through your actions, darling dears. The actions you take to undo the karmic debt that is on your life. And what's on the back of this? We've got Pluto energy, darling dears. Okay, it speaks about transformation, healing, right? Power. The color is charcoal, gray, or black. Scorpio energy, and we've also got judgment, death, and the wheel. Yes, baby, as well as the sun, darling dears. The judgment card. Judgment card is what? For new beginning, a second chance, right? The death card is for your renewal, death and rebirth of you, darling dears. The wheel of fortune, we have it here because this is destined. Okay, and the sun energy is telling you that it's going to raise your vitality, your ascension, and essentially give you the chance to come off this hamster wheel of the reincarnation, darling dears, to get it right this time. You are your ancestors' champion. Love it. Base of the deck. Choose wisely, darling dears. Choose wisely. Okay, let's get another deck and break it down. I'm going to use so much black cards out. We're going to use the black Rider-Waite deck. Base of the deck. Look at this, the spiritual seeker. Many of you have been isolated, or you've been in hermit mode, darling dears, and this is for a reason. Have we not just been talking about the hermit energy? The 9th house. I mean, yeah, the 9th house for the expansion. The hermit is coming in as number 9, darling dears, but it's ruled by the Virgo energy, which is Mercury. Mercury for the mind, which is here. Everything is out here. Bestie, if there's ever a time for you to really pay attention, rewind this video, get all the information, because I'm a pointer, not a picker. This is for the betterment of you, darling dears. So what do we need to know about this ascension, this new vitality and vigor that you will inherit? Your willpower, you learning a new life's truth. You being the golden child for your ancestral team, you are the one that has to seek this enlightenment to break those karmic debt numbers. Look at this. Because it's going to bring justice for you, darling dears. It's going to create a new level of freedom for you. Yes. A painful ending in some cases, darling dear, but it's a necessary ending. Why? Because you're an earth angel, and again your ancestors come forward again to show you that you have their full backing. Temperance, right, is Sagittarius energy. What is Sagittarius? That's right, bestie, the 9th house. Major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, and you know how I love a 3. 3 is the 369. Tesla again told us it's the key to the universe. Tesla is telling us what the key to the universe is, and Socrates told us to know thyself, which is the key to the universe. I know, darling dears, everything is connected. You have been gifted with a seed, darling dears. The seed has been sent for you to overcome the negative thinking, the cycles, overcoming things that you didn't know before, darling dears. This is the devil card, right? And it's also the 9 of swords, darling dears. Air energy. Again, we're back to what? Mercury energy, darling dears. The 9 of swords is also about, is ruled by Mars, as well as Gemini energy. Gemini is about communication, darling dears. And again, it's showing to you, telling you to what? Get to the learning. Somebody's gonna use a screen, a television screen. It could be a computer monitor or your phone. Some of you are going to be going on short journeys in order to free yourself from this karmic debt. It's going to be all in your birth natal chart, darling dears. Yeah. But it's the 3, the energy of the 3, the Gemini energy, the 3rd house. This is new education, darling dears. A new level of intellect, which is going to be what? It's going to change the trajectory of your end of life. Remember I told you that? Yeah. And you'll be given a lot of synchronicities along the way. Good golly gosh. Woo, chap. Look. This is again is a traveling card. And we've got the swords again. Intellect, darling dears. Learning a new knowledge. All right. So what's on the 16? The Tower, the karmic debt number for the Tower. I'm surprised the Death card hasn't come out yet. The karmic debt number for the Tower. Fell off the back end. Yeah. Letting go of regrets, darling dears. Letting go of certain situations that you can't choose, that you didn't choose, or you can't choose. the letting go of the shame, the guilt, the regret, darling dears, the loss. Look. Everything is coming out the same way in your couple runneth over, darling dears. This is more opportunities, more blessings coming to you in many ways. Emotional fulfillment, the form of new relationships, darling dears. Divinely guided relationships next to the Wheel of Fortune. But you have to what? Break the karmic debt numbers that are on your life. Base of the deck. In order to have this rebirth. Again, soul's energy. What about on the Wheel of Fortune? On the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Wheel of Fortune. 2 different decks, darling dears. 1010 speaks about the universe is guiding you, darling dears. This was a soul cry that was sent out for you to find your purpose. And it's near completion, but yet, like I said, you have to understand and break the karmic debt numbers that are on your natal chart, on your life. We all have them, darling dears. But now that you're aware, it's like once you know a thing, you can't unknow a thing. But again, you have free will. You can do exactly what you choose to do, darling dears. Because you will move forward. If you choose the path to break the karmic debt numbers, you will gain clarity, spiritual wisdom and knowledge, darling dears. New beginnings. New levels of intellect. This is about your transformation, but you have to work towards it. So one's energy. 2 of Wands speaks about letting go of the toxic shadow side that you've been living in, darling dears. Even though you may have released yourself from many toxic situations and circumstances, the energy still is around you because of the karmic debt numbers that are in your life. Move away from, look, this is at the top now, Lord 10. Unhappy and unlucky situations. Last card is to remind you, major arcana, that you have the badass alchemist ways. It's up to you, darling dears. This is going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey as you unfold new aspects to yourself, darling dears. Know thyself and break your karmic debt numbers. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again. On these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat.
How you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' possession to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.